If you're a chocoholic, listen up, your bedtime treat could be ruining your rest. Many of us love to indulge in a little chocolate before bed, thinking it's a harmless way to end the day on a sweet note. Maybe it's a square of dark chocolate, a couple of milk chocolate pieces, or even a handful of chocolate chips snuck from the pantry. It feels comforting, almost like a reward after a long day. But have you ever noticed that on nights when you eat chocolate before bed, you find yourself tossing and turning, unable to drift off as easily? Or maybe you wake up feeling groggy, even though you thought you got enough hours of sleep. If you're searching for better sleep, it might be time to take a closer look at your nighttime chocolate habit. It's time to break up with chocolate after dark. I know, it sounds dramatic, but your body, and your mind, will thank you. While chocolate is delicious, and can even have some health benefits when eaten in moderation, eating it right before bed is a recipe for restless nights and sluggish mornings. Let's dive into why that is, and what you can do instead to satisfy your sweet tooth without sacrificing your sleep. So here's the deal. Chocolate isn't just a sweet treat. It actually has caffeine. That's right, the same ingredient that gives your morning coffee its energizing kick is hiding in your favorite chocolate bar. While the amount of caffeine in chocolate is less than what you'd find in a cup of coffee, it's still enough to have an impact, especially if you're sensitive to caffeine or if you eat chocolate close to bedtime. Dark chocolate in particular can have quite a bit of caffeine, sometimes as much as 20-30 milligrams per ounce. That might not sound like a lot, but for comparison, a can of cola has about 35 milligrams. So if you're nibbling on a few pieces of dark chocolate, you could be getting a caffeine boost without even realizing it. Yep, the same stuff that wakes you up in coffee. Think about how you feel after a cup of coffee in the morning. Alert, awake, maybe even a little jittery if you've had too much. Now imagine trying to fall asleep with that same stimulant in your system. Even if you don't feel wired, caffeine can quietly disrupt your sleep by making it harder to fall asleep, reducing the amount of deep sleep you get, and causing you to wake up more often during the night. And because chocolate is so easy to snack on, it's easy to underestimate how much caffeine you're actually consuming. Even a tiny piece of chocolate before bed can mess with your sleep cycle. You might think, it's just a bite, how bad could it be? But for some people, even a small amount of caffeine late in the day can be enough to keep them awake. Our bodies process caffeine at different rates, and as we get older we tend to become more sensitive to its effects. So, that innocent piece of chocolate could be the reason you're staring at the ceiling at midnight, wondering why you can't fall asleep. It keeps your brain alert when you should be winding down. Your body has a natural rhythm, called the circadian rhythm, that tells you when it's time to be awake and when it's time to sleep. Caffeine interferes with this rhythm by blocking a chemical in your brain called adenosine, which helps you feel sleepy. When you eat chocolate before bed, you're essentially telling your brain to stay awake, even though your body is ready to rest. This can lead to a frustrating cycle of feeling tired but unable to sleep, and then waking up feeling groggy and unrefreshed. Chocolate also has theobromine, a sneaky chemical that makes your heart beat a little faster. Translation? Theobromine is a natural compound found in cocoa beans, and it acts as a mild stimulant, similar to caffeine. It can increase your heart rate, make you feel more alert, and even cause a slight increase in blood pressure. While this might be helpful during the day when you need a little boost, it's the last thing you want when you're trying to relax and fall asleep. The combination of caffeine and theobromine in chocolate can make it surprisingly difficult to wind down at night, even if you don't feel wired in the same way you would after a cup of coffee. You might be tossing and turning instead of snoozing. If you've ever found yourself unable to get comfortable, flipping your pillow to the cool side, or counting sheep in the dark, your late-night chocolate habit could be to blame. Poor sleep doesn't just make you feel tired the next day, it can affect your mood, your memory, your ability to concentrate, and even your immune system. Over time, chronic sleep deprivation can lead to more serious health problems, like weight gain, high blood pressure, and an increased risk of diabetes and heart disease. All from a little chocolate before bed. And don't forget the sugar rush. Most chocolate, especially milk chocolate and chocolate desserts, is loaded with sugar. When you eat sugar, your blood sugar levels spike, giving you a quick burst of energy. This might feel good for a few minutes, but it's not what you want right before bed. That sugar rush can make you feel jittery and restless, and when your blood sugar crashes a little while later, it can actually wake you up, or make it harder to stay asleep. Plus, eating sugary foods at night can increase your cravings for more sugar, making it harder to break the habit. That quick burst of energy can crash, leaving you wide awake when you want to be asleep. It's a frustrating cycle. First you feel a little buzz from the sugar and caffeine, then you crash, and then you're left lying in bed, wide awake, wishing you could just fall asleep. This can lead to a pattern of poor sleep, where you start to rely on caffeine and sugar to get through the day, only to have them sabotage your sleep again at night. It's a vicious cycle that can be hard to break, but the first step is recognizing the role that chocolate plays in your sleep routine. So, if you want to wake up feeling awesome, skip the chocolate at night. Imagine waking up in the morning feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to take on the day. Good sleep is one of the most important things you can do for your health, and making a few simple changes to your nighttime routine can make a big difference. Instead of reaching for chocolate before bed, try a relaxing herbal tea, a small bowl of fruit, or a handful of nuts. These snacks are less likely to interfere with your sleep, and they can still satisfy your cravings without the negative side effects. Save it for the afternoon instead. If you love chocolate, there's no need to give it up completely. The key is to enjoy it earlier in the day when your body is better able to process the caffeine and sugar. Try having your chocolate treat as an afternoon pick-me-up, or as a reward after lunch. This way, you can still enjoy the delicious taste of chocolate without sacrificing your sleep. Plus, you'll have more energy during the day, and you'll be less likely to crave sugar at night. Your pillow will thank you. When you make the switch to healthier nighttime habits, you'll notice a difference in how you feel, both at night and in the morning. You'll fall asleep more easily, sleep more deeply, and wake up feeling more rested and alert. Your mood will improve, your energy levels will be more stable, and you'll be better able to handle whatever the day throws at you. And all it takes is a simple change, saving your chocolate for earlier in the day, and choosing sleep-friendly snacks at night. But let's dig a little deeper into why chocolate affects your sleep so much and what you can do to set yourself up for a restful night. First, let's talk about the science behind sleep and stimulants. Your body has a natural sleep-wake cycle controlled by hormones like melatonin and cortisol. Melatonin helps you feel sleepy at night, while cortisol helps you feel awake in the morning. When you eat chocolate before bed, the caffeine and theobromine can interfere with your body's production of melatonin, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. This is especially true if you're already sensitive to caffeine, or if you have trouble sleeping to begin with. Another thing to consider is the type of chocolate you're eating. Dark chocolate has more caffeine and theobromine than milk chocolate, so it's more likely to keep you awake. White chocolate, on the other hand, has very little caffeine, but it's still high in sugar, which can cause its own set of problems. If you're going to eat chocolate, try to stick to small amounts, and avoid eating it within a few hours of bedtime. Pay attention to how your body reacts, and adjust your habits accordingly. It's also important to think about your overall sleep hygiene. This means creating a bedtime routine that helps you relax and wind down, so your body knows it's time to sleep. Try turning off screens at least an hour before bed, keeping your bedroom cool and dark, and doing something calming, like reading or listening to soft music. Avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and sugar in the evening, and give yourself time to unwind before you try to sleep. If you find yourself craving something sweet at night, there are plenty of healthier options to choose from. Try a small bowl of berries, a banana with a little peanut butter, or a cup of warm milk with a sprinkle of cinnamon. These snacks are less likely to interfere with your sleep, and they can still satisfy your sweet tooth. You can also try drinking a cup of herbal tea, like chamomile or peppermint, which can help you relax and prepare for sleep. Remember, good sleep is essential for your health and well-being. It affects everything from your mood and energy levels to your immune system and your ability to concentrate. By making a few simple changes to your nighttime routine, you can set yourself up for a better night's sleep and a more productive, enjoyable day. So, the next time you're tempted to reach for that chocolate bar before bed, think about how it might affect your sleep. Ask yourself if it's worth a restless night and a groggy morning. If you really want to enjoy chocolate, save it for earlier in the day, and choose sleep-friendly snacks at night. Your body, and your pillow, will thank you. In summary, chocolate is a delicious treat that can be part of a healthy diet, but it's best enjoyed in moderation and at the right time of day. Eating chocolate before bed can interfere with your sleep by providing a dose of caffeine and theobromine, as well as a sugar rush that can leave you feeling restless and awake. By making a few simple changes to your routine, you can enjoy the benefits of chocolate without sacrificing your sleep. So go ahead, treat yourself, but do it earlier in the day and give your body the rest it deserves. Sweet dreams.